The parable of today is a classic and characteristic of Jesus. There seems to be no doubt whatever that it was only Jesus who could tell such a parable. It is about a landowner who goes to hire laborers for his vineyard. He goes out at 4 different times of the day. Once early in the morning when the work day began, once 3 hours later, another time, another 3 hours later, and then finally when there is only 1 hour left in the working day. So the man hires people at each of these 4 hours and discusses and dialogues with them about the payment. The payment, he says, is 1 denarius, which was the regular payment to be made for laborers at that time. So the ones who are employed in the morning agree on being paid 1 denarius. The ones who are employed in the afternoon agree to be paid 1 denarius. The ones who are employed in the evening agree on the same amount. And the ones who go and work for only 1 hour also are going to be paid 1 denarius. After the work day is over, there are some obviously who have worked for longer hours and some have worked for shorter. There are some who have worked only 1 hour. When the payment time came, it would make sense. It would be logical. It would be reasonable for the owner of the vineyard to pay those who came first and let them go. But the owner does not do that. And this is what is so characteristic about this parable and about Jesus. The owner of the vineyard invites for payment those who worked for only 1 hour or those who were hired last. And he pays them their 1 denarius. The next group who were hired in the evening are also paid 1 denarius. And the next group is paid 1 denarius. And obviously, the ones now who are waiting and have worked the whole day think and imagine that if everybody got 1 denarius, they should get more. And so they come expecting more, but they get 1 denarius as well. And they are upset with the landowner. And they say, how can you be so unfair? How can you be so unjust? And the landowner responds to them by asking, how much did we agree about? And they have to answer 1 denarius. Then what is your complaint? The complaint is not because of the 1 denarius, but the complaint is about the ones whom they saw who had not worked as hard as they and took home also 1 denarius. And so the challenge is it fair or is it unfair? Those of us who work hard, those of us who work 12 and 14 hours a day, and see that our bosses are hardly coming to the office and working just 1 or 2 hours a day and taking home millions of rupees, whereas we have to be content with a few thousands, would feel in the same way as those who were hired in the morning felt. The question is, do I believe that I am being paid what I am worth? If I do not believe that, then I check for a place where I will get my due, where I will get my worth. But I do not look at another person and compare myself with him or her, because comparisons are odious. Comparisons never help. Comparisons make one feel inferior. Comparisons make one's heart burn, like it did in the case of those who were hired in the morning. And so each one of us has to look into ourselves. Each one of us has to look at ourselves and at our talents and our abilities and work towards getting what we think we deserve without looking at another, without feeling jealous about him or her, without comparing myself with him or her. Will I stop all comparisons today? Will I make an assessment of myself and ask whether I am getting what is due to me?